Suzuki, who can take forever to answer a question, or be fast asleep and be mistaken for being in deep samadhi. And because, after all, he doesn't have to prove anything. He's not concerned as to whether he is or isn't a good Zen student. He's just natural. But he's not natural in a forced way. That is to say, he's not going around trying to be natural, therefore being a phony. So then, in this whole evolution of what you might call competitive games as to which of you is the wisest, watch out. What is the test going to be in the end? Which of you is the wisest? Who can be banged about enough without screaming? Is that the test? That's often the way it's put. How much suffering can you take? See? All right, we've settled for that, you see, and then we can all sit on a pin and see how long we can do it. Or all sit like this and see how long we can take it without changing position. Then who's going to win? See? Crazy. Now then, somebody's going to come up and say, yeah, but that's all very well. But the point comes when you can suffer without screaming so much that nobody is quite sure whether you were dead or not already. After all, if you whip a dead horse, nothing happens. And you put pins into a dead man and he won't scream. So maybe your yogi self-control and your discipline has reached such a point that it has made you effectively dead. You can't be moved. Yeah, that was that thing about that lecture on Zazen we had. That when there was a reaction to something that went pop, some people's systems went all over the place when there was a little pop. But the adept in Zazen, they went like this, you know, the click test, and nothing happened. Well, you say, well, was he very, very calm and collected and he didn't really mind it? Or was it that he's just got his feelings atrophied? Which is it? You see? Well, this is a game. And we can play in all sorts of ways. But if you compete too hard, you see, to be the great self-disciplined one, to be always in possession of yourself, to be always immovable, you will eventually reach the point where you will lose the game because someone will outplay you by accusing you of being a dummy. And saying, but after all, isn't it great to have emotions? Look what you're missing. You're a calm Buddha in nirvana and you have no emotions. That's a wretched kind of a world to get mixed up in. I like to feel very strongly, one way or the other. I'd be terribly happy and terribly miserable. One's the price of the other, pretty much. And so you can say to that stone Buddha sitting, you've got no guts. You won't let yourself get caught. You won't let yourself fall in love because you're afraid. And so you've said to it all, sour grapes. You shouldn't fall in love. You shouldn't become attached to the world. You're afraid of it.